This game has been in our blood for 1,000 years.
When Joe Logan came home,
Joe Money pimping out his people.
he wasn't welcome.
You play Redskins to the whites and then white to your people.
I can give jobs to every Senequat man and woman if you just allow me to grow this business.
Your words are strong, son, but your spirit is weak.
But there's still one chance
Our coach quit.
to prove he belongs.
Next game is tomorrow. I assign you a spiritual advisor.
You're my babysitter now.
That's how I roll, baby.
I didn't know a lot. I grew up in Iowa, where lacrosse is not very big, or at least wasn't years and years ago when I was there. But I did have a little segment of it in PE, I think in 8th grade, and so we played a little bit of it, and I do believe I remember them telling me that it was a Native American sport, but that was about it. I didn't know really how it was played beyond that until the movie came about, and I certainly learned more about the origin and about how to actually make it work.
Talk about the Native American culture. Did you have to go into research on that and understand all of that before filming, or what was that like?
Well, what was needed to know for the film, thankfully we had great liaisons from the Native American community. And Neil Powless, who was a representative from the Onondaga Nation up there in northern New York, near Syracuse area, was a producer on the film. He also was an amazing lacrosse player, so he helped me with that aspect of it and helped me understand the cultural connection, the spiritual connection to the game of lacrosse, and why it was so important, as that's an integral part of the movie.
Right.
So I had hands-on experience just talking with as many people up there as I could about all of those subjects.
Anything in particular that sticks out in your mind that you really was like, wow, that's interesting?
I think it's in the movie. It's the aspect of that this is a game that was the ancient game was to honor the Creator and to entertain the Creator as a celebration of life. I guess of the human body, of all kinds of things. So I think that's a really cool thing to kind of think about and put in perspective when we think about sports and games and why we play these days.
Talk about working with Chelsea. She said you were really just like a real-life big brother, and even watched your eating habits and whatnot on set. Talk about that relationship. Yeah. But I'm glad you didn't eat with me. You'd probably tell me not to eat the cookies I ate today.
Oh, maybe. You gotta enjoy yourself too. I certainly don't. I certainly don't eat great all the time. But no, it was fun. I have a younger sister, so I kind of drew on that. I guess was a good life experience to bring into the role. She was fantastic. She did such a great job. She brings a great energy and charisma. And competes well with the boys, and I think is a good contrast to them and to me, to my kind of resistance to coach the team. And I think she elevates the film in a lot of ways, and it was, she was a pleasure to work with as well.
You were kind of introduced to audiences as the ultimate good guy, Superman, and your careers kind of flexed back and forth recently between the ultimate bad guy and the ultimate good guy. Was that a conscious decision on your part, and what parts do you enjoy to playing the good guy versus the bad guy?
Definitely a conscious decision to take different characters. I didn't necessarily know how evil, if you're speaking of Chuck, at least how evil that was going to get, that role was going to get. It kind of got more and more and more as we went along, and I was resistant at first because I wanted to be a good guy. I didn't want to be the antagonist on a show that I loved. But I grew to really enjoy that as well. And Scott Pilgrim was just a lot of fun. Todd Ingram was an awesome character to get to play. So I just had fun with that the whole time. And it's definitely been a conscious decision to play roles that are varied. And but I also, I'm not afraid of playing the heroic or part either, or the leading man or the nice guy as well, because that's those are roles that I like too. So.
Well, no, I was going to say, and your character Chuck or Daniel on Chuck definitely starts off, you think he's nice, but he's not.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to be nice too, and I kept trying to make him somehow make me nice, but I had to be the bad guy, so somebody's got to do it. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think I like playing the good guy better, maybe, but there are certain like exciting things about playing the bad guy. It challenges me more, I think, for sure, because it makes me think outside the box and use a different mindset coming in.
Talk about projects you have coming up. What are you working on next?
I've got a show that just got picked up on CBS called Partners. It's a sitcom. So I'll be shooting in front of a live studio audience once a week and hopefully making people laugh.
You've come a long ways. There's more to your journey.
The state championship, the Crooked Arrows against powerful Coventry Academy.
Don't you let up. Not for 1 second.
Is this the day David slays Goliath?
This game is not about them. This game's about us. Today, we return the cross to our people.